go to one of the headline stories we are looking at for you, where a security expert with the with the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, Dr. Aning, is warning that the 2016 polls could be volatile for Ghanaians. He's joined us on the line to tell us what informed this particular position that he has espoused. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for your time. All right, so this is because, according to Dr. Aning, he says that the stakes for the presidential and parliamentary elections could be high or will be very high. Dr. Aning described as disturbing the use of political macho men, examples like the Bolga Bulldogs and Azoka Boys, by both political parties to intimidate their opponents. Dr. Aning has joined us on the line to give us further details of this particular position that he has espoused. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, good afternoon.
Would you compare the 2016 elections to previous elections, and why do you think that the 2016 elections could be volatile?
Well, I think truly this is not rocket science. First, if you look at all the primary elections that we've held in this country since 1992, since the beginning of the Fourth Republic, the 2016 primary elections amongst political parties have been the most disturbing in terms of actual violence that took place, the nature of the abusive language used, the accusations against their opponents, the electoral register that was going to be used, the use of the occult. So you wonder, if politics is about shared values and shared norms, how come that people who are from the same family are actually quarreling among themselves so violently? I mean, what is it about being a candidate that is so attractive that they are willing and prepared to flout party rules and party processes? So when we extrapolate and then say, look, if even among the same family of politicians, this is the quarrel, then what about when they begin to campaign against each other? Then the defacement of posters, the abuse, the intimidation, the threats will actually get much worse. And that is what is my basis for what I've said.
Right, but Doc, would you not agree that with 2008 and 2012, in hindsight, we have learned from them, or have we not? Especially looking at
No, we haven't learned anything at all. If there is anything...
We haven't learned?
No, far from it. If there is anything at all, because there's a deepening mistrust of the institutions, the public institutions that should mediate and ameliorate and resolve conflicts that arise out of elections and any other conflict. Because those institutions have been hollowed out and their credibility questioned. Okay, if you listen to the discourse is about we won't use the courts, we won't go to the Supreme Court again, because we're there to go post the announced video. I mean, what will people think about the judgment? Okay, we also know that the Electoral Commission is under such serious attack consistently. Okay, meaning that the foundations are being laid so that irrespective of the outcome of the elections and irrespective of how prepared the EC is, and let's not forget, this is one of the most credible institutions in this country and around the world holding elections. Okay, so the basis and the foundations are already being laid, for misunderstanding and potential violence. And please, let those people who are out there who claim that I'm a pessimist, please keep their limited English language to themselves out there. Because you see, when you look at the indications and the indicators, it is necessary to sound a caution now.
Right. My last two questions.
Yes.
My last two questions to you, Doc, would be that would you agree that there is increased security presence, not necessarily just the police, and by extension, that is going to calm nerves?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, it's a matter of trust. Look.
Okay.
The actions being taken by the police are useful because the IG has a clear understanding in terms of the preventive strategies and interventions that he needs to take with his men. But if those who want to come to power don't want to follow the rules, they will not follow the rules. And I think the actions taken by the NDC right now against some of its candidates for bringing the party in disrepute is helpful, it's needful, but it's too little too late. I think Nana Kwamie's statement about indiscipline being his party's biggest challenge is very useful, needful, a little bit too late in terms of the recognition. The question is, what is the party doing to bring those who are undisciplined to book? And I think it needs specific party interventions and actions, to bring us from the precipice. But even more importantly, is that as ordinary citizens, we have a role to play.
Right. And that would dovetail into my final question, which is, what should be done? What can we do from the individual position and security position?
That is what I always say to my consultants. That's my bread and butter. So that one we don't share. I mean, I think bringing the concerns onto the table and raising them and saying that those who are paid with our taxpayers' money to respond to it. It's 75% of the work done free of charge. No consultancy fee here.
All right. We probably will come to you as a TV3 to consult you so you can tell us what to do to keep safe as a country. Thank you very much for speaking with us.